Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona, and today's class is a 60-minute stronger Vinyasa Flow class designed to build heat, or in the yogic context we call this tapas. And that's simply just bringing a fiery passion to your yoga practice, an observant mind, and courage and willpower. Class flows through a classic sequence of familiar postures, and there's a couple of surprises in there, including Ralphie. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And begin your practice in a comfortable cross-legged seat. Please feel free to use a blanket or any prop, a cushion underneath your buttocks to help elevate you lightly. Tilt your pelvis forward and let your knees relax down below your hips. Just moving through the ritual of getting comfortable, steady and at ease. Finding an elegant length through your spine so the crown of your head reaches up for the ceiling. Gentle roll through the shoulders, circling them up toward your ears. Taking the front of the shoulders back and then down. Sealing out the light, closing the eyes. And allowing your body to settle into the ground. Inviting your skeleton to hold your weight so you can relax your muscles and let go of any restraint. And with your eyes closed, settle your gaze toward your third eye. Finding that space between the eyebrows and in toward the center of your head. Feel your jaw unhinge, your mouth relax. And simply start to follow the rhythm of your breath in and out through the nostrils. Each cycle of breath, concentrating on lengthening and broadening your breath. Feeling the full circumference of your lungs expand as you breathe in. And feeling your lungs completely empty around the pit of your belly as you breathe out. And once you find your cadence, your rhythm, start to implement your Ujjayi breath, breathing with sound, gentle whisper to your breath as you breathe. And taking 3 more full breaths in and out. And as you breathe out, lower your chin toward your chest, your eyes to the back of your eyelids. Gently blink the eyes open, lift your gaze, and set your fingertips down by your side. As you breathe in, sweep the arms up overhead, send your gaze up to the tip of your thumbs. As you exhale, bring your hands together through your heart center, interweave all your fingers. As you breathe out, press the palms away, dome your upper back, hug your in around the center. And as you breathe in, shift forward through your pelvis, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, lower your arms nice and slow, stretching from fingertip to fingertip. We'll do that once more with your breath. Reach the arms overhead, breathe in. Hands press to prayer, interweave all your fingers. Press the palms away, dome your upper back. As you breathe in, arms sweep up, overhead, sitting upright. As you breathe out, release your hands down by your side. Breathing in, reaching your arms up overhead, we'll make our way into a twist. Right hand to your left knee, left fingertips behind. 3 full breaths here. Feel the lift in your torso as you breathe in, firmness in the belly as you breathe out, supporting your twist. Turning the gaze out over your left shoulder. From here, keep your right hand where it is. Take your left arm up and overhead, then start to turn the gaze down toward your right knee, relaxing through the side of your neck. Up and over for a lateral stretch, opposite direction, left hand down next to your left hip, slide it away, right arm overhead. Full breath out, reach to the edge of your fingers, and then all the way upright. And make your way into your twist, revolving to your right now. Left hand, right knee, right fingertips behind. Deep breath in. Slow breath out to twist. Just turning your gaze last. So you feel that full rotation through your spine. Fullness of your breath around the ribs to create space through the vertebra. Keep the left hand where it is, release the right arm up and over, turning your gaze down toward your left knee. And then as you breathe out, right hand over to the right, to the floor, left arm up and over, lateral stretch. Reach out through the left side of your waist. And then come back to center, walk your hands forward over your legs and make your way into a child's pose at the back of your mat. Just setting the knees up a little wider than your hips, big toes to touch. Reach your arms forward and extend, spread all your fingers. Gently bow in, let your head rest. And just notice your breath moving now into the back of your lungs. Feel it travel all the way up and down your spine. This is your rest pose. If you need to take a break, or do less anytime during the class, return here. And we'll just start to flow, gliding up onto all fours. Take a few rounds of cat and cow, just gently arching the spine, softening the belly, looking up. As you exhale, gently round the spine, bring your buttocks back toward your heels for child's pose. Twice more, just like that. Just move with your breath here, exaggerating that movement so you can feel an opening through your hips, the length of your spine, the shoulders and the wrists. Beginning to sync your movement with your breath. And then we're just going to slowly transition into your first downward facing dog, coming up onto all fours, tucking the toes and lifting your seat, hips up and back. And I'm going to invite you to take a longer stride here with your knees bent. So just walk your feet back about half a foot, lightly spiral your heels out, spread your toes. And then anchor the hands down so the edges of your fingers are gripping the mat, knuckles of the fingers, really pushing the floor away, leaning your torso back toward your thighs. And we'll just flow and warm up through the back of the body here. You're going to ripple forward to a high push-up, bringing your shoulders over your wrists. And without throwing the hips out too much here, firm the belly. Balance on your left hand, just tap your right fingertips to your left shoulder. Keep the legs strong and then place the right hand down. Bring the hips up and back to downward dog. straighten your right leg and bend your left knee. So you straighten and lengthen into the right heel. And we'll just keep it flowing from there, alternating forward to a high push-up, legs strong, abs engaged and gathered. Left hand taps your right shoulder. Left hand down, hips up and back, downward facing dog, left leg straight, right knee bends. Forward to your high push-up, breathe in. Right hand taps your left shoulder. Right hand down, hips up and back, right leg straight, left knee bends. Last round, forward to your high push-up, really gather and cinch in around the waist. Left hand taps your right shoulder. Left hand down, hips up and back, and your left leg straightens, right knee bends. And then spring forward to your high push-up, both legs straight and strong, heels reaching back, long through the body, and lower yourself very slowly, calmly, all the way down to the floor. Taking your fingertips off the side edges of the mat, a little forward of your shoulders, elbows pointing up. Gently peel up into a back bend. Stay low for your first one, keep that length through your spine. Exhale, peel down. You might like to experiment with coming up a little higher or stay low, just whatever feels comfortable in your spine as you warm up. Just moving with your breath, weaving that sense of ease into your movements. Peel all the way down, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders and gliding up onto all fours, back into downward facing dog. And then find your comfortable stretch through the back of your legs. So you might have a little micro bend in your knees still. Just get that feeling that you're zipping the muscles up through the inner seams of your legs. So the thighs are engaged, and at the same time that opposing action of reaching your inner heels down toward the floor. Pressing into the hands, widening, broadening through your upper back so your neck and head can relax down. One more smooth breath in. Light bend in the knees as you breathe out, gaze forward and travel to the top edge of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch, heels lightly apart. As you breathe in, come on up halfway. We'll just pause here. Take your hands to your shins, and rather than fully straightening the legs, pop a little micro bend in the knees. Extending your heart forward, now put some effort into straightening your legs. So you might still have that little bend in the knees, but you're drawing your heart forward, stretching out through your spine, and just creating these opposing actions in your knees brings balance, strength to the muscles in your legs. So you can weave that in through your practice today. We'll just take a forward fold from here, hang forward, let your arms drop and dangle. And as you breathe in, slowly roll up to stand. Sweep your arms overhead, send the gaze up to the tip of the thumbs. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. And we're going to flow through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A and 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B. If you need to rest at any time, just rest back in child's pose or skip the vinyasas and step quietly back to downward facing dog. And here we go. Arms overhead. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Try that halfway lift with a slight micro bend. Pull the heart forward, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back, plank pose. Deep breath in here, legs engaged. Exhale, low push up all the way to the floor. Bring the ribs forward, Bhujangasana, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. We just have 3 breaths here. Anchor your hands, perhaps close your eyes just to minimize the external stimulation, really tuning into your breath. At the end of your exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and lightly walk forward to the top edge of the mat. Bring your toes to touch. Take a halfway lift, breathe in, extending your spine. Exhale, soft bend in the knees as you fold. Rise all the way to stand on your in-breath. We'll keep it flowing as you breathe out. Swan dive forward or hands straight through the heart, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plank pose, hands down, step back, eyes forward, abs engaged, lower slow, chaturanga, low push-up all the way to the floor. Take a back bend of your choice, spreading the fingers, drawing the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and slow breath out. One more full cycle of breath. Breathe in, fill up. Exhale, bend in the knees, slightly step or hop forward to the top edge of your mat. Toes come to touch, halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Root down through your feet, rise up, arms sweep up, eyes up. Forward fold as you breathe out, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Flow through your vinyasa, chaturanga. Back bend of your choice, upward dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Breathing in, filling up. Exhale. Next breath in. Gaze forward. End of your exhale, bend the knees. Step or lightly hop forward. Toes come to touch. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Rise to stand. Take up all the space around you as you reach up toward the ceiling. Exhale, rest your hands to your heart center. 2 rounds, Surya Namaskar B. First round will move a little slower, and then 1 movement, 1 breath. Bend the knees, coming into Utkatasana, fierce pose, chair pose. Reach your arms alongside your ears. Drop your buttocks down, the weight into your heels. Firm your belly so your tailbone lengthens down. Deep breath in here. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, breathe in, looking forward. Exhale, Vinyasa, stepping back, high push-up. Low push-up. Upward dog or cobra, really stretch out across the top of your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time here. We're going to step the toes together. And then right leg rising as you breathe in. Raising your right leg to the height of your hips, right toes turned down. Equal pressure in your hands. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly, lightly step forward, warrior 1. Anchor your left heel down. Slowly rise up. Here for a few breaths. As you breathe out, perhaps lunge a little deeper. And rather than fully squaring your hips toward the top edge of the mat, just allow your pelvis to rotate in the same direction as your spine. Reach up long through the sides of your waist and fully engage your back leg so it feels steady and supportive. 1 more full breath in, reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back through a vinyasa, high to low push-up. Upward dog or cobra. Slow transition, downward facing dog. And stepping your toes together, raise your left leg up and back. Find the height of your hips, extension through your arms. And as you breathe out, lightly, quietly step forward, left foot into warrior 1. Anchor your right heel, reaching your arms up. And just notice how you feel left to right side. You might need to make different adjustments on this side. Drawing the front of your pelvis up so your belly's not spilling, extending through the sides of your waist. And if you feel bunched through your shoulders, take your arms just a little wider, spin the little fingers in. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor and your vinyasa. High to low push-up. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Take rest, 5 breaths. Inviting your out-breath to clear out the lungs so you make room for a fresh breath. So we have one more round. Surya Namaskar B. We'll move one movement, one breath, continuing to build heat. Deep breath in, look forward. End of your exhale, step or lightly hop forward. Bring the toes to touch. Ardha Chandrasana, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Chair pose, Utkatasana, breathe in, just here for a beat. On your out breath, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, high to low push-up. Find your chaturanga nice and strong. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. No rush here. Unhurried breath. Right leg rises as you breathe in. Right foot forward, warrior one. Breathe out. Rise on your in-breath. Arms alongside your ears. Hands to the floor on your out-breath. Vinyasa. Plank pose. Chaturanga, your low push-up. Upward dog or cobra. Just keep moving with a full breath. Downward facing dog. Left leg rising as you breathe in. Left foot forward, warrior one, breathe out. Sweep your arms, lift your heart, breathe in. Hands to the floor, breathe out. High push-up, breathe in. Chaturanga, low push-up, breathe out. Upward dog or cobra, fill your lungs, widen the collarbones. Downward facing dog. Breathe and rest. 5 to 8 deep breaths. You might like to settle the eyes closed. Relax and soften your jaw. Just giving your body a chance to reset. Giving your limbs a little bit of length and space. And bring your toes together at the back of your mat. Raise your right leg up and back as you breathe in. Take a slow core lunge in the air as you breathe out. Right knee in toward your nose, rock forward. Really press into your hands there. Inhale, down dog splits. Exhale, right foot forward to warrior one, legs. So just find your feet, sweep the arms back, keep your torso forward, parallel with the floor. Reach out through the crown of your head. And then sip a nice slow breath in as you rise up into warrior one. We're here for about 5 breaths. Settle in. And spreading all your fingers, reaching up through to the edge of your ring fingers. So your upper torso is lifting up energetically. Hips descending down. Legs are supporting you. Back leg super straight. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, wind the hands behind you, interlace your fingers for waterfall warrior. Once your hands are knotted, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing out, folding forward. You might like to hover right above your front thigh. If you are a little bit more open, crown of the head can point down toward the floor on the inside arch of your right foot. And try not to let your right buttocks poke out to the side. Keep hugging the right outer hip in toward the midline of your body. Push down through your front foot. Return to warrior one. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, press your palms, warrior two. Lengthen your stride. Keep your right knee tracking forward. Back leg super straight. Feet anchored. pause and hold. Steady your gaze out over your right middle finger. Energetically lifting the collarbones up so you feel your chest lift and brighten. Sink a little deeper into the front thigh. As you breathe in, 5-point star, just reaching your arms up, straightening the legs. And then as you exhale, return to your warrior two. Just here for a beat. Keep the legs where they are. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach your right arm up and back. And as you breathe out, come into your side angle. Your forearm, right forearm, can sit on your knee, or you might like to take your right hand to the inside of your right ankle. You might even prefer and be familiar with taking your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Reach the left arm either up or overhead. Lots of options there. Just find a nice easeful space for your body. And pause and hold, just acknowledging any tightness in your body when you come into the poses. Ask what feels good in your body to open. Maybe you have a little bit more room to adjust. How you can make the shape more accessible to you. And one more full breath in. And exhale, release, hands down. We take a vinyasa, stepping back, high push-up. Exhale, chaturanga, heart comes forward through the arms, upward dog or cobra. Deep breath out, long breath out, downward facing dog. And quietly step the toes together, second side. Left leg rising as you breathe in. Core lunge in the air, breathe out, really scoop in and up through the belly. Inhale, down dog splits. As you exhale, warrior one legs, left foot up in between your hands, right heel anchors. Stay with your torso parallel with the floor, reach the arms back. Hug the left hip in, crown of the head forward, and then slowly rise all the way up to warrior one. Feel your torso lifting, your breath lifting and expanding, and then settle in. Few breaths here. So you know, try and lunge deep enough so you really feel some challenge in the legs, and just counter that with a nice straight back leg, heel anchored. Find space around the shoulders. Steady your gaze and then concentrate on your breath. Keep it smooth. Hands behind the back now. As you breathe out, interlace all your fingers. Take a deep breath in, keep the chest upright, squeeze the shoulder blades in. Exhale, forward fold over the leg or to the inside of your front left foot. And as you fold, fists move comfortably away from your back. Try not to overdo this. You're trying to move away from a sense of restraint in your body. You're looking to find space. It might feel nice to just draw the shoulder heads up away from the floor and power up your back leg to keep you steady. Push down through your front foot, release the arms, warrior one, just here for a beat. Press the palms. Exhale, warrior two, take a longer stride and settle in. Reach from fingertip to fingertip. Just notice if your back arm, the one that's out of view, has gone a little slack. See if you can soften your shoulders, but really engage through the arm muscles. And then drop the hips just a little lower. Keep the feet steady. 5-point star as you breathe in. Arms reach up, straighten both legs. Return to your warrior two as you breathe out. Then keep the legs where they are. Inhale, reverse your warrior, left arm up and back. And as you exhale, windmill hands over to find your side angle, your version. So maybe just playing around with the placement of your left forearm or your hand. Play around with your right arm, finding that openness in your shoulder, or a deep lateral stretch through the right side of your body. And then settle in so you find ease. You're not laboring in the pose. Of course, it's challenging, but we're just trying to find that sense of ease. Check in with your breath. We've got one more full breath in and out. As you breathe out, take your hands down to the floor, step back through a vinyasa, take rest anytime if you need to. Upward dog or cobra, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 deep breaths and we'll move through that whole sequence, one movement, one breath. Stay with me, you've got this. So when we pick up the pace and we pick up the speed, we're trying not to hurry our breath or rely on momentum. So continue to place yourself with special care, bringing a mindfulness to your practice. Toes together here, back of the mat. Right leg rises as you breathe in. Core lunge in the air as you breathe out. Inhale, down dog splits. Exhale, right foot forward to warrior one legs. Arms reach back, crown of the head forward. Take a slow sip of air to bring yourself all the way up to your warrior one. Hands behind the back, interlace your fingers. Waterfall warrior. Torso upright, lift and open your chest. Exhale, forward fold with your hands interlaced. Push down through your front foot, rise all the way up. Stay steady. Warrior two as you breathe out. Lunge nice and deep. 5-point star. Legs straighten, arms reach up. Return to your warrior two, breathing out. Keep the legs where they are. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle, any variation, but we're just here for a beat. Eyes down, hands down. Vinyasa, keep building your heat, high to low push-up. Try not to swing yourself through your vinyasa. Just moving with care. Downward facing dog. Second side coming up and then a rest. Left leg rising as you breathe in. Core lunge in the air, breathe out. Keep breathing, down dog splits. Exhale, stepping forward, warrior one legs. Right heel anchors, arms reach back, crown of the head forward. Push down through your front foot, slowly rise up with an engaged belly. Waterfall warrior, arms behind the back, interlace your fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades in toward the midline, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Float the arms comfortably away from your back. Push down through your front foot. We're back to warrior one transition. Exhale, warrior two. 5-point star, arms reach up, legs straighten, push into your feet, get a little taller through your body. Exhale, warrior two. Legs stay as is, reverse your warrior, breathe in. Side angle as you breathe out. Eyes down, your hands down, and a vinyasa, stepping back, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, breathe and rest. We've got about 8 breaths here. If you'd like to, please feel free to take your knees to the floor. Breathe deeply out every exhale there to just signal to your nervous system to rest and digest. And one more smooth breath in and out. Softly bend the knees as you breathe out, gaze forward, step or lightly float to the top edge of the mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Take your halfway lift, maybe with that little micro bend, really extend out through your spine. As you exhale, forward fold. Keep your weight in your heels. We're coming into chair pose, Utkatasana, reach your arms. Stay here for your out breath. Get really steady in the heels, firm in the belly. We'll just move through a short vinyasa, working the glutes and the thighs and practicing your balance. So from here, just float the arms down to shoulder height, draw the shoulder heads back in toward their sockets. And now gently lift the heels so you balance on your toes. Feel the dance of your toes there. Keep your gaze steady. And then as you land your heels, press your hands down, lightly squeeze your buttocks, stand tall. Back to chair pose as you breathe in, heels stay down. Arms float down, and then the heels lift, balance on your toes. Press the hands down, land your heels, straighten the legs, stand tall. And then back to chair pose, breathe in. Float the arms down, raise the heels, breathe out. Land the heels, press the hands down, stand tall. Exhale back to chair pose and hold. So from here, just bring your hands to your heart center, and you might like to toe heel your feet a little wider here. We're going to come into yogi squat, malasana. Your squat might look a whole lot different from someone else practicing at home or mine. So just find a comfortable shape in your body. So we're taking our knees out wide and bringing our hands to our heart center, sitting on the back of our legs. So the intention here really is to provide a light stretch for our adductor muscles. So if you can feel that from your groins to your inner knees, rather than forcing the knees out wide, you're just energetically extending through the inner seam of your leg, lengthening through your spine. And we'll return here, and your option will be to come up into crow pose. So I will cue it, I might do it and demonstrate it, but if you're familiar with it, this is your time when we return here. So from here, take your hands to the floor, toe heel your feet back together, and we'll step back through a vinyasa, high push-up, low push-up, upward dog or cobra, downward facing dog. We're going to keep it rolling, toes together, right leg rises as you breathe in. Take a core lunge in the air as you breathe out, squeeze in. Inhale, down dog splits, moving with care. Exhale, right foot stepping forward in between your hands, high lunge. So stay on the balls of your left toes there as you rise up, reach the arms up. And try and feel level through the pelvis, tailbone lengthening down, gathering the abdominal muscles in, reaching up long through the sides of your waist. And just pressing your palms here, lowering your center of gravity, taking the hands to the heart center. So from here we're going to twist, just tipping forward from your hips over the midline of your right leg. You can take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, or if you'd like an open twist, left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. If you're in reverse prayer twist, make a fist with your left hand and place it into the palm of your right hand. So you get that feeling that you can lift and open even more, expand through your chest, spiraling the center point of your right thumb toward your sternum. Crown of the head reaches forward, and you're just slowly spinning your gaze out over your right shoulder. Right knee stays lifted, the leg stays strong, right heel reaching back. Deep breath in. Exhale, release your hands to the floor, warrior two. Anchor your left heel down, rise up, windmill the arms out wide. Lunge nice and deep. We're here for just a beat. Same sequence we're adding on. Arms reach up, 5-point star. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, and this time straighten your right leg as you go, preparing for triangle. Exhale, right hand all the way out and over the midline of your right leg, right hand down, left hand up. Pause for about 5 breaths. So once you feel steady, your feet are anchored, give everything a little bit of length and space. Across your collarbones, out through your arms, between the arches of your feet, all the way up toward your pelvis. And get that feeling you're slightly externally rotating your front thigh, and draw your right front buttocks in and under so you can open right and across your chest. Reach your left arm back and behind you, finding your half bind. Left back of the hand can sit to the small of your back, or perhaps that left hand can find your inner right thigh. So we're just gently encouraging our left shoulder to open, left collarbone to move back in space. Front of the shoulder head moves back. Right shoulder relaxes. And transitioning into a half moon or pause and stay here in your triangle. Left hand would move to your left hip. Right hand down to the floor ahead of your right foot. Float the left leg up, flex your toes. Balancing here, turning your chest open to the long side of your mat. If you're feeling confident, steady, turn your gaze up to the tip of your left thumb. Keep your left lifted leg really engaged here. If it goes soggy, you'll feel heavy and less buoyant. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. You're going to step forward, both knees bend, toes come together, top edge of the mat. Bend the knees deeply, come into your chair pose, reach the arms, and just that flow then, we'll take our hands down to shoulder height, lift up onto the balls of your toes, and then land your heels, press your hands down, squeeze the buttocks, stand tall. Twice more, back to chair, breathe in. Hands float down, raise the heels. Press the hands down, straighten the legs, squeeze the buttocks. Chair pose, breathe in. Arms float down, breathe out, raise the heels. Land the heels, press the hands down, squeeze your buttocks. We're going to reach our arms up overhead now. As you exhale, hands through the heart center, slowly coming down, either finding a wide-footed squat or keeping the toes together, taking the knees out wide and preparing for Kakasana, crow pose. We take our hands shoulder width apart. We keep our gaze forward. Chest moves forward, knees up around your upper arms. And maybe play with one foot off the floor. Maybe you're confident to take both feet up, heels lift up toward your buttocks, probably talking for too long. You can step back or jump back through a vinyasa here, high to low push-up, or you can completely skip that part and we'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Take your time, breathe smooth, catch your breath. Downward facing dog, we'll shift straight over into the other side and then a rest coming up. Left leg rising as you breathe in. Core lunge in the air, breathe out. Keep pressing into your hands, reach up and back, down dog splits. Exhale, left foot steps up in between your hands for a high lunge. Just checking your feet are hip distance apart as you reach your arms up. That'll help with your steadiness, feeling grounded. Relaxing your shoulders, breathing deep, front and back of the lungs there. Breathing all the way down to your belly so you feel firm and steady around the center of your body. Press your palms, take your hands to your heart center. Tipping forward from the hips, we're taking a reverse prayer twist, or you might like that option of taking your right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. If you're taking a reverse prayer twist, a fist with your right hand now, press it into the palm of your left hand and gently revolve a little deeper, drawing your left collarbone back. Try and keep the back of your skull in line with the rest of your spine, that nice long line all the way down to your left heel. Breathe as generously as you can, even though you are twisting here. Keep the gaze steady. And we'll flow, eyes down, hands down, your warrior two, right heel anchors, left knee keeps tracking forward as you windmill the arms open. Settle in, let the hips sink down. Reach the arms up, straighten both legs, 5-point star. Return to your warrior two as you breathe out, just flowing. Inhale, reverse your warrior as you go, straighten your left leg. As you breathe out, find your triangle pose, Trikonasana, And we're here to pause. You might like to shorten your stance. That right foot might like to turn out just a little to keep that comfortable feeling in your hips and your pelvis. Just notice and tune into the sensations, the feedback from your body so you find the right shape, perfect shape for you. Settle in. And taking your half bind right hand behind you, back of the hand could come to the small of your back. You might like to creep the right fingertips all the way around to the inner left thigh. So we keep spiraling our belly button toward the ceiling. The left side rib cage keeps rotating underneath you. And then right hand to your right hip. You can either stay here in your triangle or transition into half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand down, right leg lifts. So you're trying to point your torso out toward the long edge of your mat now, or toward a wall, or whatever you have in front of you toward the long edge of the mat. Try and stack your shoulders. Try and stack your hips, right hip on top of the left hip. Right leg stays strong and straight. Just stay with it. There's a rest coming up. We'll take a vinyasa from here. So in your own time, land lightly, runner's lunge, and step back through your vinyasa. Try to really slow it down here. Maybe linger in your back bend. Downward facing dog. Knees to the floor. When you're ready, we're taking child's pose. And please just keep your arms forward, but take your forearms down. So you release all the effort from your shoulders. Hands about shoulder width apart. And just simply bow in. And one more smooth breath in and out. I bet you were hoping for 5. Coming up onto your forearms here. Last little push, you can do it. We're coming into forearm plank. So stay on your forearms, keep your elbows shoulder width apart. Inner wrists pressing down, inner forearms, and step your feet back. Bring your body parallel with the floor and just try and avoid your buttocks poking up toward the ceiling. See if you can really lower them down. Hug your glutes toward each other and almost tuck the tailbone a little so you can feel your low belly hugging. Really working for you here, spreading the effort through your body. Great one for upper body strength, core strength. And then pushing into your forearms, take the gaze back, lift your hips and walk your feet toward your face a little closer. Find that downward dog shape through your lower body, coming into dolphin pose or dolphin prep. And again, just need the strength of your arms here to keep pushing the floor away so you have that rebounding action moving up the arms, keeping you buoyant and light. And then take the gaze forward, little bend in the knees, spring forward to your plank pose, straighten the elbows, gaze forward, take your vinyasa, high to low push-up, upward dog or cobra. And as you transition into downward dog, we'll take down dog splits, your right leg up and back. Breathe in here. As you exhale, right foot halfway up your mat, over in the right lane. Preparing for modified side plank. Balance on your left hand, spin your heels to the left, raise your right arm up toward the ceiling. So I've got a little surprise here. It's a variation I've discovered on side plank, and it's completely optional. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, curl your right hand underneath your body, turn your belly button toward the floor. This isn't the new part. Inhale, reach the right arm up, lift the left side waist up. We'll do that twice more. Just some curls to activate your oblique muscles. Inhale, reach up. The new bit's coming up, so hang in there. Right hand up toward the ceiling. Keep your right hip raised and then transfer your weight into your right foot and see if you can raise your left leg. You'll have to keep it engaged, the left toes flex. We're not here for long. Raise it up as much as you can and then land lightly, stepping quietly back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to a high push-up. We'll just take a half flow, bend the knees, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Second side coming up, left leg rises as you breathe in, down dog splits. As you exhale, set up for modified side plank, opposite side. Left foot steps halfway up the mat. Make sure it's over in the left lane, heels to your right. Balance on your right hand, left hand up toward the sky. So here we want to really try to engage our waist, right side oblique muscles. This will help keep you lifted, active in the pose, great for your abdominals as well. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl and reach your left arm underneath your body. Inhale, reach up. So push down through the knife edge of your back foot and the sole of your left foot as you curl. Last one. Reach your left arm up, and the technique here is to place your weight into that bent knee foot. And when I say that, I mean your left foot. So transfer your weight into your left foot, really push in, maybe lean forward a little and see if you can raise your right leg, flex your toes. Do your best. I like this variation. All right, hands down. We'll step quietly back, downward facing dog. Take your half flow or just pause and rest there. You made it. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. And from here, just settle the knees down to the floor. We're going to make our way onto our backs. So if you'd like to grab any extra layers, any props that you might need, just having them close by before reclining. And we'll set up for a bridge pose. So taking your feet hip distance apart, spinning your big toes in so you're slightly pigeon-toed. Heels come quite close toward your buttocks, arms alongside your body, aligning your spine into a straight line. We'll take a deep breath in here, press the back of your arms into the mat and then just slowly peel up through your spine. And just notice as you come up that your thighs can remain parallel with one another rather than splaying out. And then when you reach your edge or just inside your edge, try and get the feeling you're dragging your heels back toward your shoulders, and that'll activate your glutes and your hamstrings and support you. If you'd like to, you can take your hands and catch the edges of your mat for a little bit more stability and lift through your chest. You might like to catch your hands and interlace your fingers underneath you. And then see if you can breathe a brighter breath. And keeping that relaxed sense of ease in your body, even though your body's working here. Notice where you can soften as you approach the end of your practice. And one more deep breath in. Exhale, release your hands and slowly peel down through your spine. And I'm going to offer the opportunity to go upside down and invert. Your options here for a gentler practice are to take the legs straight up toward the ceiling. So heels reach up, toes curl back toward your face, and you're keeping your back body, your torso on the mat. If you'd like to come into our shoulder stand flow and you're familiar with it and you don't have any issues with your neck or your shoulders, place your arms alongside your body and very carefully sweep your legs out overhead. And your toes might come to the floor, they might hover. Just make sure you stay comfortable through your shoulders and your neck. And particularly here, don't turn your head or your gaze. Keep your gaze directly toward your belly button, down your chest. And then see if you can, just pressing into the hands, find a little bit more space through the back of your neck. You want to try and maintain your spine's natural curvature there. So there's a little trough in the back of your neck. And then from here, we're taking our hands to our back. And we're going to point our fingertips up toward the ceiling. And you're trying to place weight evenly into all your fingertips, not just the inside of your hands there. And then with your self-supported, with your elbows bent and your shoulder blades close in toward each other, start to raise your legs up toward the ceiling. And if you do have tight shoulders, your legs are going to be a little bit on an angle, and that's okay. That includes me. But you're trying to keep an engagement through your legs, so through the inner seams of your legs to the arches of your feet, the outer seams of your legs to the pinky toe sides of your feet. Just make the shape that feels perfect for your body. And then your hands might like to walk a little closer down toward your shoulder blades as you press down into your forearms, back of your arms, not your forearms, the back of your arms there, to lift up a little higher. Continue to keep your gaze really steady. And then get the feeling that you're pushing your ribs toward the front of your torso, extending your tailbone toward your heels. And just pause and breathe. And from here we are very gently reversing our way out of this sequence, coming back to our plow pose, halasana, feet come out overhead. And your arms alongside onto the mat. So again, your fingers might like to wrap around the edges of your mat to hold on, or alternatively you can interlace your fingers behind your back. And then just really slow release and take a slow, long roll down through the spine. If you had your legs up, just gently taking your feet to the floor. And we'll all meet up here. So to counter that deep flexion in our neck, we'll come into a fish pose. We're going to slip our hands underneath our buttocks, palms face down, fingers spread, legs out straight, and either pointing your toes or flexing your toes, pushing into your forearms, arch up through your spine. And as you arch back, you might be able to look back and come onto the very top of your head. And gently opening and closing the mouth to release through the jaw, and feel that deep stretch through the throat, neck. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release, coming all the way down, flat on your back. Release your hands. And gather the knees in toward your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Placing your left foot down on the mat, cross your right leg over the top. So we've done a lot of abduction through class today, externally rotating the hips. So we're going to internally rotate them now and balance out. So with your right leg over the top, just raise both feet off the floor and catch your knees. If you're tighter here in the hips, just draw the knees in toward you and try and get the feeling that you're moving your feet away from one another. If you've got a little bit more mobility there, run your hands down to the outer edges of your feet, flex your toes, and come into reclined cow face. And you might find that it's comfortable to rest the back of your head down, or you might like to stay a little bit more lifted, but try and let it feel restful and access a stretch down the outside of your right hip here by taking the feet away from one another. And then we'll release. We'll release into a twist. We'll be taking our knees over to the left. You can keep your legs crossed, just pushing down through your left foot. Lift the buttocks. Take the knees over to your left. And the hips back to your right, so your spine stays in one straight line. Any comfortable position with your arms here. Sometimes it's nice to just take cactus arms rather than really stretching out through your arms, but you should feel fairly warm now to extend at least through your right arm. Left hand can sit on the top of your knee if you like. Gaze can be neutral or out over your right fingers. And really try and relax your legs here so you can deepen into the twist. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release back onto your back. We'll just switch sides, right foot down, left leg crosses over. And finding your version of cow legs. So it might just be that your feet lift, your knees come in, you're hanging onto your knees, or you can run your hands down to the outer edges of your feet. In both versions, you're trying to encourage your brain to encourage your legs to move away from one another. Because your legs are crossed, often they move in the opposite direction. So see if you can take them away from one another. It's a little easier when your hands are on your feet because you can invite them a little wider with your hands. Rest your head back, try and stay relaxed in your upper body. Find that stretch for you down the outer left hip, the IT band area. And then just shift your way into a twist, right foot down and knees to your right. Extending out through your left arm, right hand to the top of your knee, or keep your arm extended there. Might like to turn on the back of your head. Just releasing, relaxing through your neck. And one more deep breath in. And exhale, release. So we come back to center. Take both feet to the floor. You might like to stretch out into a starfish shape, into Savasana from here. Alternatively, you can always roll to one side and come to sit upright and complete your practice in seated meditation. So we are at that 60-minute increment now, but sorry I've gone over, but just do allow yourself at least a couple of minutes to rest quietly. And it's always really beautiful to do that at the end of your class, not only physically, mentally, emotionally beneficial, but also it makes it so much easier to meditate, and it invites stillness now that you've moved your body and that your body's warm. So just taking a few moments to yourself, soak in the essence of your practice, let go of your effort, and relax. Eyes closed down. just getting the feeling that you're turning your gaze inwards. So you are simply observing, feeling any sensations, aware of any sounds around you. Just letting all your senses become more vivid and feeling your presence start to blossom. And linger here if you have a little bit more time. Thanks so much for practicing with me. I hope you've enjoyed practice. Namaste.